All right, so because I know there's multiple people absent amongst the things, I just want to walk through these first. All right, example 1, simplifying radicals. So when we simplify a radical, we are looking for, all right, the largest perfect square that goes into it when it's a square root. So that gives us 16 and 3. That means the square root of 48 can be thought of as the square root of 16 times 3. Square root of 16 is 4. I got 4 root 3. All right. When I look at 112, 16 also goes into, but this time 7 times. Square root of 16, like I said, is 4. All right, I'm going to leave a little space because I got to worry about the variable, and then the 7's inside. Now, when a variable with square roots is even, we simply take, or when it's even, we divide by 2. When it's odd, we take away 1. So 3 minus 1 equals 2, and half of 2 is 1. So that means out here is going to be x to the 1, or just x. And whenever it's odd, it's going to be inside as well, so that's 7x. All right, now when rewriting rational expressions as exponents, all right, basically the number out here is your index, and then that number is your exponent. When you rewrite it, all right, basically, okay, whatever the exponent is your numerator. Whatever your index is your denominator. Because this is a square root, we assume the index is 2. Because there is no exponent on that variable, we assume that's 1. So I'd rewrite that as n to the 1/2. Square roots are the same thing as raising something to the 1/2 power. Now, when I'm looking at the cube root of 4p to the 5th, all right, when I'm looking for the cube root of 4p to the 5th, all right, I'm going to change this a little bit so it's consistent with your homework. The whole thing is being raised to the 5th power. All right, so I'm going to rewrite that 4p, but I'm going to keep the parentheses. The exponent is 5, so I'm going to leave that as 5, and then the index is 3. All right, now we're going to talk about adding and subtracting. When you add and subtract, they have to be like radicals. All right, so I got 18, which is 9 and 2. All right, and 9 I use because it is a perfect square. Square root of 9 times the square root of 2. Square root of 9 is 3, so that comes out. So now I got 3 times 3 times the square root of 2 minus the square root of 2. 3 times 3 is 9, so this is 9 square root of 2 minus the square root of 2. We assume the coefficient here is 1, so 9 minus 1 is 8, so that's 8 root 2. All right, now I'm going to go to 75 and 6. 75, 25 goes into. We think of that as the square root of 25 times 3. Square root of 25 is 5, so it's 6 times 5 times the square root of 3. And I got 3 root 5 over here. 3 root 5 stays exactly the same. 6 times 5 is 30, so this is 3 root 5 plus 30 square root of 3. If I go on the back, multiplying radicals. All right, when I'm multiplying radicals, it's like multiplying polynomials. You're using the distributive law. So you're doing each term in the first polynomial, and you're multiplying it by each term in the second polynomial. All right, so I'm doing the square root of 2 times 2 square root of 8. The 2 is being multiplied by 1, so that stays the same. And then 2 times 8 is 16. Minus square root of 2 times 5. There's nothing really in common. I'm going to have minus 5 root 2. Now the inside, 3 times 2. So the second term times the first term. 3 times 2 is 6. So that's 6 root 8. And then the last one is minus 3 root 5. Now 16 is a perfect square. So that becomes 2 times 4, which is 8. 8 has a perfect square that goes into it, 2 and 4. Square root of 4 is 2, so that's 12 root 2. I end up with all that. Seven square root of 2. That's done. 8. There we go. Minus 3 root 5. Remember, it's okay to have multiple parts of your answer. You're not going to end up with just one number. And do not estimate. Rationalize the denominators. 4 times with the square root of 3. Multiply top and bottom by that square root of 3. Square root of 9 is 3. So we end up with 4 root 3 over 3. Alright. Square root of 2 times 3 square root of 5. I multiply top and bottom by square root of 5. That gives me square root of 10 over 3 times 5. Square root of 10 over 3 times 5 is 15, and I'm done. Alright, so for those of you that are absent, that's what we're looking at. I hope it helps. Take